Well, hey there. Welcome to another Fox 411 Kiss Country Neighborhood News. Our guest today is, oh, by the way, CG Public Health. We can't forget them. They are the ones that sponsor this.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we do them, we appreciate them very much at cghealth.com, or they're located out the Plaza West Shopping Center out there by Hy-Vee West and Hobby Lobby, all those out there. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Edie Blanchard is here from
Hey,
Igniter Art Museum.
thanks for having me today.
You got it. You got it. Well, we always like to hear from you. Usually it's a pretty special occasion whenever we do. And
Yeah,
we've
we
got,
have things always going on. So,
that's right. So tell us what's happening.
our big thing this week is that we have McNider off the clock, and it's something that we have quarterly at the museum. It's a party. A lot of people always equate the museum as being really just for kids, but this is an opportunity for adults to go in and enjoy the museum themselves.
Very good. Even kids like Jay.
Yeah, even kids like Jay. So with that, so we have some live music. The artist, her name is Abby Smith, and so she is a classical guitarist from the area. So I think a lot of people, are used to, country music guitars or, rock and roll guitars. So this is just a little bit different. And so I think it'll be a really good thing for our community to have her perform because a lot of people haven't heard this type of music.
When you have entertainers in, Edie, do you have you try and keep local artists, or do you look outside of there too?
Most of the time, we try to keep local artists, and the reason why we do that is because, well, when we started this about 15 years ago, there weren't as many venues for local artists to play. It was before a lot of the breweries were around and things like that, and so you had the occasional bar and such, but not quite like now. And there was no pavilion or anything like that. So
Sure.
we really have always tried to be a place for the local artists. So whether it's our visual art shows or films that we have here, it's always in support of the local artists, and that includes music.
Yeah. This off the clock is always, it's kind of like business after hours, sort of. Only this is the McNider Art Museum style, right?
Yeah, it kind of is. And it's on a Friday night, so it's a
Yeah.
little bit more relaxed. A lot of people will come on their way home from work, or let's say you have plans to go out with friends. They'll say, well, we'll stop at the museum first, have some, wine on us, or we have non-alcoholic drinks as well, root beer and such, and then, grab something to eat and then go out with our friends. So it's a really good community event. The cross section we get of people here is all kinds of people.
You bet.
How much does it cost?
It is free. So that's one of the good things. We do have our fundraisers, and I'll be stopping back, later to talk about that. But our big thing is that we have, these free events. And that's, part of why we're always doing fundraising, so we can have these opportunities. So to go see, Abby Smith, classical guitarist, it doesn't cost you anything. So we'll have hors d'oeuvres. We have our latest show up, which is, compilation of area artists. It's just a really good opportunity for people who haven't been to the museum before to stop in and kind of see what it's all about.
Well, plus, I think this is your chance to kind of initiate or introduce what's happening for fall coming into play here for you guys. This is your busy time, too. It's
it is.
Time. This is your busy time because you got the kids getting, holiday stuff is going to be here before you know it, and it's time to get the kids involved, too.
Yeah. So a lot of people always talk about, going back to school and all that, and that is true. We do have our own outline of classes. So you can find all those on www.mcniderart.org, and we'll repost this video on our Facebook page, and there'll be links to that as well. We have classes for everybody ages 2 years old all the way to adult. So the little guys, we call them art bugs, and we do ask that a caregiver come with them, a grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, and they start with a lot of the basic art skills, and they do arts and crafts all the way up, as I mentioned, through adult. Like some of our adult classes we have stained glass classes, pottery classes, macrame, painting. They have a painting on wine glasses this year. Lots of fun stuff. And then always our kids classes are really popular. And I really emphasize that if any of these sound good to you, you should sign up as soon as possible because almost all of our classes have been filling lately.
Okay.
You know, and that's a good thing. We want them to. So we have squishies, you know, those squishies that are popular now. We have a class on how to make them for kids. We
Oh,
have a unicorn class, different monster themed ones for Halloween. Those are kind of fun. And so if you go to our website, as I mentioned, www.mcknighterart.org, you'll be able to see a full list of all of the classes that we have. We even have ones for, it's called Santa's Little Helper. So if you have kids or grandkids in a big family, you send them here. They'll make a whole bunch of Christmas presents for people, and then they can hand them out to their family members.
So are these classes when they come do all this? Is that free too?
So the classes do have a fee. However, I like to emphasize that we have scholarships that are provided for by sponsors and donors. And so if anybody has any question about, you know, attending, we don't do means testing, which means you don't have to turn in your taxes or anything like that. It's sort of on the honor system. So while there is a fee for classes, and it's a very nominal fee, most of our classes cost about $15. So it really just covers the materials and the staff labor to teach the class, to plan the class, you know, clean up the room afterwards.
Sure.
And so, as I mentioned, there are scholarships. We do have a program that's sponsored by First Citizens. It's called Kids Club, and that is a free class that we have once a month. And so you can go on our website once again and check that out. All of these, though, do require prior registration, and they do fill.
well, and that's the key because now that we're, you know, pretty much wide open here these days, you know, I mean, and everybody wants to get signed up, and it's so popular there at McNider Art Museum. That's the key, is to get yourself registered or pre-registered in this case for what you just talked about, and people need to get online and get to that almost like now.
Yeah, and we have in the past year developed online registration. It was kind of difficult with us before because we were part of the city, and so, you know, there was a lot of security things with that we had to work through. But now, you know, if you're on your way to bed and you realized, oh darn it, I forgot to register for the unicorn class, you can do that late at night. So
very good. All right, off the clock again is this Friday, 5:00, right?
Yep, and that you don't need to pre-register. You just stop by, and just, it's free. Bring some friends and have a great time here at the museum.
Awesome, very good. All right, Jay, you had anything else?
I don't. It's always fun to catch up with Edie, and anytime we get to do the 411,
and you know, and we're going to be talking to her about probably 3 more times yet before
we're busy. We got lots of stuff going on we got to talk about. But
well, we got Halloween, we've got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got all that stuff.
Well, and so we have our fundraiser, our puppet show, we have holiday open house, all that stuff. So, and all those classes you just mentioned, all those things, you know, Thanksgiving, Halloween, we got classes associated with all those.
All right. Well, just keep up to date at McNiderArt.org. Really simple. Just get online. They post everything pretty well. Or their Facebook page. You guys do a good job with that too, keeping that.
And as we mentioned, we'll reshare this on Facebook. Oftentimes you guys tag us. And so with that, then there'll be links to everything.
Very good. All right. Fox 411, Kiss Country Neighborhood News. All brought to you by CG Public Health, cghealth.com. Thanks, Edie.
Thank you for having me today.
You bet.